Hello everyone, I'm John Travers with a special weather briefing for the last week of January and the first week of February. Very cold Arctic air is moving south out of the Yukon. We will see this air move south on Monday and Tuesday across the western provinces of Canada and then take a sharp turn to the south and southeast across portions of the upper Midwest and the western plains on Wednesday, with a significant amount of cold air moving even further south on Thursday across parts of northern Arkansas all the way east to Michigan. That continues, in fact, on Friday, where we'll see this cold air drop as far south as central Texas and into the northern Gulf states, all the way along the east coast. Where we see this clash between the very cold Arctic air pushing south and the warm air advecting northward across the southern and central United States, there will be a risk of severe weather this coming Tuesday and Wednesday over parts of the southern Mississippi Valley all the way into central parts of Missouri. I wouldn't be surprised to see that extend northward toward Chicago. And on Wednesday, that storm, as it treks to the east, as that jet stream moves to the east and the colder air along with it, the boundary will progress eastward as well, and severe weather is likely across much of the south, along with portions of the Tennessee and Kentucky area, and I wouldn't be surprised again to see severe weather threat as far north as the Michigan, Indiana, Ohio border. This very cold air that is moving in will spread rapidly eastward during the week, this last week of January, and by the end of the week will overspread the entire eastern two-thirds of the United States and much of the West as well. Let's take a look at the storm of real consequence, the first storm that we're expecting this week, 84 hours from now, which brings us to the morning hours of the 30th of January. We see that jet stream sort of parallel the 540 thickness line, which is the blue line. That's where we often find the precipitation and liquid precipitation. That line has progressed eastward across most of Illinois and extends all the way south into central Texas. Out ahead of that line, showers and thunderstorms, some of which may be severe, are possible as we reach the 30th day of January. Behind the line, light snowfall is likely over parts of Illinois back into east central Missouri, and more light snow is likely over portions of eastern Nebraska, with a storm developing over the Rockies, mixture of snow and mixed central and northern Rockies into the Cascades as we move into the very last day of January. Let's go ahead and move it a day forward to January 31st, where we see that shower and thunderstorm activity move to the east coast. Along with that, the cold air continues to progress to the east, and by the time we reach around 8 o'clock on the 31st of January, the cold air has finally taken over most of the eastern two-thirds of the U.S. along with a significant portion of the Rockies, and we're beginning to see a more developed snowstorm over portions of Colorado as well as portions of Montana, Wyoming, and move this forward and we can see what basically happens. There are a lot of little systems that are going to trek southward along this new jet stream, which will extend from the northern reaches of Canada south across portions of northern Arkansas, across northern Mississippi, northern Alabama, and then back northeast across a good portion of the northeastern United States. Let's take a look at a few of the highlights. This first one will be on the evening of February 3rd. Gulf moisture becomes available for a light snowstorm, or the beginnings of a snowstorm, which will affect portions of northeast Missouri and northern Illinois. There will also be snow across the upper peninsulas of Wyoming. As we move this forward, into the day on the 24th of February, we will see a much broader area of snowfall. Our 540 thickness line stays pretty far to the south, meaning that a major snowstorm is possible across portions of eastern Missouri, Illinois, on up into Michigan. On the 5th of January, snow is widespread across the Ohio Valley through the Great Lakes and also across much of the Northeast. In fact, this could turn out to be quite a snow event as it stretches back as far west as Illinois and Wisconsin and as far east as New England, with New York City and Washington, D.C. likely to be in on this snow event, as well as Boston. By the 5th of February, it looks like the snow will continue across much of New England, including New York, and in fact some moderate snow is possible there, with light snow back across the Ohio Valley. And we're going to keep an eye on this storm across the southwestern United States, because it has the potential to meet up with the storm in the Pacific Northwest and produce yet another major snowstorm as we move through the first week of February. I want to take a sneak peek ahead to February 9th, or actually the evening of February 8th. You can see another major snowstorm developing, with the possibility of very heavy snow across Nebraska, portions of Iowa, and this is going to develop into a significant system, possibly severe weather to the south. And we will move this forward just a couple of frames as we move into the day light hours of the 9th of February. We see this major snowstorm with its center somewhere over southeastern Missouri, producing heavy snow as far west as Omaha, Nebraska, even further west across Des Moines, Iowa. In fact, the entire state of Iowa covered with heavy snow, as well as much of Illinois. This area is going to have to be watched for a very significant snowstorm. We certainly need in the snow removal industry, and likely to receive. This stretches all the way back into the Rockies, where snow will continue as we move into the day on the 9th. That is the very latest from weather briefings. One quick look at the evening of the 10th. We see that storm and its magnitude still affecting much of the eastern 1/3 of the United States, with snow from eastern Missouri all the way to the East Coast. Very heavy snow likely across parts of New York State and even southeastern New York on into northern Pennsylvania, with another area of moderate to heavy snow across most of Ohio. It's going to be a very active pattern, the short and sweet of it is, and that will carry us through the latter part of January and the first 2 weeks of February. Weather Briefings offers 24-hour weather services to snow removal, landscaping, radio, and a whole variety of industry, and we look forward to working with you. We can certainly keep you up to date on our live weather blogs, but the individual, localized, detailed forecasts that you need to run your business are available through our commercial services division. We ask that you give us a call and give us a try, and check us out. We are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can call us at 212-757-5426. For briefings, I'm John Travers.